So in this video, I want to show you how to get going with getting your dog to do a stop on contact, sort of a step-by-step. The first step is just to get your dog to understand that they can hold still on a platform. It can be a board, it can be a step, it can be an actual piece of agility equipment. I'm doing a little bit of around the clock. She's staying in the same position roughly, and I am just moving around the clock and rewarding. One of the things I'm not doing is putting my back to you, or at least trying not to do it too much in this. So imagine that you would be going all the way around the dog. Now we put out the target and we're doing the same thing. We put the target in such a way that her front feet come off and her back feet stay on. I'm working around the clock, reinforcing her. And then we take some little breaks now and again, and I toss a reset cookie when we do that. So, and here we're putting in some movement. So I moved with her and got her to go to the target with me moving. She's not very confident on that, so I know I'm going to need to work with that quite a bit. So I'm going to bring her back around. Remember that circle work? And there she's being just a hair more confident with that. So I paused and just gave her a chance to move forward. I would continue to work around the clock here, although, again, I'm not going all the way around for the purpose of the video. Now there, I upped my criteria too quickly. I stepped back a little too far, and she lost confidence. She started turning towards me going, "What am I doing?" So I helped her out a little bit there. But now I know on the next repetition, I'm going to have to make it a lot easier so that she can be successful. So here's the next rep, and I move with her just a little closer, and then she moves ahead of me. I want to ensure that success. We're going to do that again until I feel like she's really got it. And again, I would be working all different angles, all different sides, dog on both hands, me moving all the way around her. Now in this one, I'm starting to keep moving when she stops. So we're moving together, she stops, and then I move. And I'm just going to toss the treat out there. With this, you don't have to worry about the around the clock because the thing is to get the movement. She popped off. So how do you handle it if they come off? You just go back, you redo it, make it a little bit easier. So I moved a little slower that time, just so we get her confidence back. And now I'm going to go back and I'm going to reward it a couple of times before I release her, so that she is going, "Oh, it's really staying in the spot that you want. You don't want me to keep moving with you." Once they get that, you can start to angle the board a little bit. This is new. It's a totally new picture for the dog when the board gets angled. So I'm kind of giving her a little bit of time to think about it. And she experimented, and she said, "Is the target what you want?" So I stepped in at that point to give her a reward. Again, I would be rewarding around the clock at this early stage here. And this time I stepped a little bit further forward to let her think. I'm going to take that even though she started to lie down, just because she's not confident yet. And so I want to help her out just a hair until she gets the idea. Circle work, bringing her around, hopping her back up on the plank. And there we go, I'm just moving away. She got it pretty quickly. Each time she's leaving, I am using my release word for her so that she starts to understand I don't leave unless I hear that release word. Now, you don't have to use a board to do this. When I trained my dog, I just used the step. I didn't have a board, so I just did it right off a stoop like this. You can use any kind of stair or stoop to give them the same idea of 2 feet up and 2 feet down. So I'm just showing you an alternative here. Now, she's a little more confident on this because this is how I did her initial training, and I hadn't done it with the board before today. Now, once they're pretty confident with it, you can start to add in a little bit of proofing. So proofing can be you moving. I moved and did a little twirl there just so that she wasn't sure where I was going. And I'm giving lots of reinforcement while I proof. Each time if she moves her paws, I'm going back and putting that reinforcement in exactly the same spot. So she gets, oh, moving her paws isn't what gets the food. Okay, now I'm going to reinforce, and then I'm going to ask her to stay, and I'm going to toss a treat out. Release her on her word, free, and she pops off. This is another little way you can proof once they get the idea and are doing it super confidently. So they come and they stop. I'm going to reward the stop. I'm going to remind her to stay and release on free. Tossing the treat out is really a good way to proof this one. So I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to do it again. Toss the treat. Release on free. And that's it.